Shalom Aleichem, everyone. Good to see everybody. And for those of you that were away, welcome home. It's nice to come home. Ashrei Yoshvei Veisecha. So a few things. First of all, as the month begins to wane, if you didn't make the bracha on the tree yet, you should put that on your schedule to make the bracha. Also, we want to thank Gedalia for taking care of the Mishnayos and doing a wonderful job. I know he did a wonderful job even though I'm not here. Also, I got word that Zev Leifer's eye is doing better, so that's a nice bit of news. There is a concern. There is a concern that we daven early, so Sfira is very easy to forget. So don't forget that today's Sfira was 8, so you could probably figure out what comes next. So don't forget to count later. We do count by the daf, so it's an extra reason to come to the daf. Right, Rebellion? Extra reason to come to the daf. I know you really want to come, it's hard. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Hashem should bench you with more time.
No, talking about 9 o'clock I have Seder, so...
Okay, do you ever say to her too? Also, what else? Oh yeah, tonight after the daf is the Chumashir, and on Shabbos at 6 o'clock I'm giving the first Pikei Avashir of the season for men and women, and everyone is invited. We're sponsored by the Fisher family, Lila Nishmas Basi Bas Robert Shlomo Ben Avram Alevi Perel Bas Ruvain, also Lila Nishmas Elchanan Buna Ben Naftali Beinish Elimelech Ben Eliezer, and the first Shalema for Eliyom Moshe Mechayesar, and for the schus of Avram and Yom Beinish Ben Malki Yehudis, that they should all have everything wonderful. By Yoel Kugman and family, the first Shalema for my mother, Esther Fala Baschana, Meir Ben Chayesar, they should have a Refuah Shalema, B'Seich Shachel Yisrael. Now we said in the previous Mishnah, we're up to Mishnah Gimel and Daled in the 7th parak. So we said in the previous Mishnah that for direct contamination with a corpse, so a Nazir loses all the days that he counted, and he has to shave. Aval, haschachos, if he went under some branches. Now we know that under one of those branches was a mace, but we don't know if he went under that particular branch. So midoraisa safek tuma b'rishus harabim is tar, but midrabanan we say that he's tamid. And same thing vaprois, if there were ledges that came out from a wall, and under one of those ledges was a mace, we don't know if he went under the right ledge, or beis pras, or a grave that was plowed up, and therefore there's a suffix that he might be tamei 100 amas in each direction. Ve'eretz ha'amim, and anywhere in the nation of the Goyim, where they don't mark the graves. Va'golel va'dofek, and also the side of the the aron, or the top, the cover of the aron, or the side of the aron, which although that's metami deraisam, but it's halach l'meish misinai that a nazir doesn't shave because of it, or revias dam, or a quarter of a lug of blood, v'oyel v'roi v'atzamis, a quarter of a kav of bones under the roof at the same time does not make him shave. V'kelim anoigim b'meis, or utensils that touch the mace. V'yemei sofroi, v'yemei gomroi. And also, the days that a mitzorah counts, when he's doing his purification, he has to count 7 days. V'yemei gomro, and the days where he's definitely a mitzorah, where we say he's a mitzorah muchlat. In those days he's tamei. However, it doesn't cause him al elu eina nazir megaleach. For these, a nazir doesn't have to shave. By the mitzorah he's going to have to shave because of his saras. But for all the other things, the going under the overhangs and the area where a grave was plowed, he does hazah shlishi shvi, that he has to do. He has to become tar from the mechatas on the 3rd and the 7th day. He doesn't lose his earlier days. He could, after he purifies, he could start counting immediately. He doesn't have to bring the carbon of tumah, the asham. Be'emes amru, and we just learned in Ezer Neshech that be'emes amru means that that's the halacha. Be'emes amru yemei azav va'azava, the 7 days of azav and the 7 days of azava. V'yemei eskeiroi shel mitzayra, and the days, the 7 or 2 weeks that we quarantine the mitzayra to see if it's going to spread. Those days can even count towards the Nazirus. Those days count towards the Nazirus. Now here Rabbi Nazir says in the name of Rabbi Yeshua, Amar Rabbi Nazir Mishim Rabbi Yeshua, Kol Tumah min ha-meis she'ha-Nazir megaleach aleh, any tumah from a mace that the Nazir has to shave, and we said, for example, a mace, or a kezayis min a mace, or a chatzilug of dam, or the shedra, or the gilgoilis, or a ladle full of decomposed substance from the mace. For all these things that a nazir would have to shave, if he's tummy and he enters into the mikdash, chayav and aleh biyas mikdash. And if he doesn't b'meiz it, it's karas, and if he doesn't b'shagig, he has to bring a carbon. That the nazir doesn't have to shave for, ain't chayav and aleh biyas mikdash. He's not chayav if he enters the mikdash. Amar Rameir says, I don't see why that should be. Even if he touches a sheretz, he's chayiv if he goes into the mikdash, and the sheretz is only tumas erev, it's only tumah until the evening. So surely the other things in the first Mishnah we learned, where it's a golel or a dofek, etc., which is a tamei 7 days, she surely should be chayiv. Rabbi Akiva. Now Rabbi Akiva said, I want to make a kal v'chaymer. Danti lifnei Rabbi Eliezer. I argued before Rabbi Eliezer. Mo'im etzem kasa'ira. If a bone the size of a barley corn, she'ena metame adam ba'oil, it's not metame at all if it's under the same roof as a person. Ha-nazir megaleach al magoy al masai. The nazir has to shave. If he touches it, if he carries it, revius dam, that's metame ba'oil. Revius dam shu metame adam ba'oil. Shouldn't he surely have to shave if he comes in contact with it or if he carries it? Einay din she'ah nazir megaleach al magov al masa. Amali, he said to me, Mazeh Akiva, what are you trying to do? Ain't done in kan me kal v'chaymer. We don't use here a kal v'chaymer. Now, Rabbi Akiva didn't understand this answer. Rabbi Eliezer says, when I related this to Rabbi Yeshua, Rabbi Yeshua told me, Amali Yafa Amarta, you had a very valid kal v'chaymer, except that you have to know that the din over here is not in the Torah. The din is halach l'Moshe Sinai. And the Yud Gimel Midas Shatoris Nidreshes Bahem is not used on halach l'Moshe Sinai. Elakain Amru halacha. This is halacha l'Moshe Sinai. The din of etzem kesayra is halacha l'Moshe Sinai. And that halacha l'Moshe Sinai, you can't extrapolate a kal v'chomer from halacha l'Moshe Sinai. We want to really thank all of you for joining us. Again, remember later to say over Kriya Shema and to count Sfira. Daf Yomi tonight is at 8:20. Reb Kanani ben Akash Amarat HaKadosh Baruch Hu L'Zaka Yisrael Yisrael L'Fikra Chir V'Lehem Torah Mitzvahs Shene'am Adinoi Chafetz Man Tzidkai Yagdil Torah V'Yadir.